Hey folks, and welcome to Drinking Alone with Friends, a podcast where three friends drink alone together. My name's Chris.
What up, it's Stud.
And I'm Obert.
And hey guys.
What's up?
I want to be the very best.
Would you say the best that ever was?
Yes. To catch them is my real test.
And to train them is your call?
Yeah. So I think we are all going to travel across this land, searching far and wide.
And now
for a cure for herpes.
Chris, what land is that going to be?
The land of Galar? I don't know. Galar. For the newest edition of the Pokemon games, which I know I think one, maybe two of the three folks are semi-excited about.
Yeah. I think we're all intrigued a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I did pre-order it at Best Buy. Hashtag Team Shield.
Now, are we talking?
Okay.
Are we talking about Pokemon or herpes again?
Porque no las dos, Obert.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, so new Pokemon announced on Pokemon Day, which is of course everybody knows February 27th is Pokemon Day.
Yeah,
so.
International Pikachu Awareness Day.
Can I just ask? I mean, I'm clearly not a Poke Master. How did February 27th become Pokemon Day? Is there significance in the story?
I believe it was the release date of the original Pokemon games in Japan.
Oh, no way. Interesting.
So yeah, as someone who grew up with the blue version and wielded Bulbasaur for all these years, I'm pretty excited. I've played the crap out of Let's Go. I know not everybody has, but I've been pretty addicted to it.
My first reaction with names like Sword and Shield was they already have a Pokemon that is a sword and a shield, Aegislash. It just seemed a little weird that they abandoned the color mineral thing to go with Sun and Moon. And, well, I mean, I guess there's X and Y before that. But Sword and Shield just seems like a weird title for me for Pokemon games.
I mean, you said that they've historically been minerals, so I mean...
Well, I mean, they had Sapphire and Emerald and Ruby and Diamond.
Diamond and Pearl.
But they also had Red and Blue and Yellow.
That's why, colors. Yeah,
I think they had Charcoal and Tanzanite once. That was one of the regions.
I think you're making that up.
No, probably not.
So I mean, I'm not as somebody who's not a Poke Master.
Not a Pokemaniac?
Pokemaniac, pocket monster person.
You don't wear your Slowpoke suit out in public?
Well, I mean, what I do in my free time is I do in my own free time.
You're totally a youngster.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not offended by the Sword and the Shield. I actually think the Sword and the Shield name is pretty sweet.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. It is a little weird that Aegislash is something that just came out not that long ago. And by not that long ago, it's probably 5 years ago now. But
yeah.
I don't even know what that is. You're saying a word that I'm like, what? Que pasa is that?
It's a badass Pokemon. So
that is a sword and shield.
Yeah, it's Ghost Steel, if I remember correctly.
It's just literally a Pokemon that's a sword and a shield. Yeah,
it's a possessed sword and shield. It's pretty cool. It's good.
Yeah, it's a unique Pokemon, which is why I like it.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know.
But they'll be released towards the end of the year, I believe. So pretty excited about that. I'm excited to nerd on some Pokemon again.
I look forward to becoming a Pokemaster.
Well, you have to stop saying Pokemaster, and that's step number 1.
And step 2 is catching them all.
Yeah, right. I mean, step 1, don't say Pokemaster.
Move out of mom's house at 10 years old and catch them all.
I'm going to catch them all, but I'm going to be a Pokemaster.
No, you don't catch them all. You catch M as apostrophe EM.
Yeah, that is true. You don't catch them all. Yeah, that's.
You got to get the lingo down, Todd.
Step number 3.
I just need a Pokeball.
My God, you're hopeless. I always thought that we definitely got the raw end of the deal living in the real world when, we had to go to school until we were, at least 18, where if you lived in the Pokemon universe, you could just leave on your own at 10. No worries from your parents.
Yeah.
As long as you called them on the video phone every once in a while.
So wait a second. Why do you guys, you just said Pokemon too. What am I saying wrong?
I said Pokemon.
Yeah, Pokemon.
No, Pokemon.
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 Like Pokemon, like Yamon?
Pokemon.
Pokemon. But there's a fucking E there. Pokemon.
It's a softie.
Yeah.
There's a little frickin' hyphenated thing over it. That's a hard E. Pokemon.
No one knows what that means. And plus, that's like...
Just go back to playing Mario and Luigi.
Yeah. Yeah. Tud is apparently... he only hits it hard. He only hits the E's hard. He doesn't hit...
But it's not like it's Pokehman. It's Poke with the little thing above it, Man, which is Pokey.
Well, it's not Man either.
It's not Man.
No, oh my God.
Yeah, it's good. We're gonna find out that when Tud goes to pick up the pre-order, it's gonna be a hand-drawn cartridge cover with a. It's just gonna be a magazine that he's gonna take home and not know how to put it in the Switch.
Is it really
Pokemon?
Is it really MON?
Yes.
Yamon.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Pokemon.
Damn. Okay.
All
right. I feel like Tud's already been drinking tonight, but I think we should just get into it.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind starting if I please.
Okay, you please then.
Yeah. This week I have the Elysian Dragon Tooth Stout here.
Is there galaxy hops in that?
I think there are. Yeah, I actually had to do a lot of soul searching after the last episode and my betrayal of the name Space Dust. So I am no longer going to go with my intuition on what's in any beers anymore. I'm going to do some thorough research.
Yeah, try not to be Tud Cleo.
Yeah. So I have, like I said, this is a Dragon Tooth Imperial Oatmeal Stout. So
sounds good.
Yeah. I have a 22-ounce bottle here. Give it a pour. Just like Chris's beer from last week, looks like we have about a 1 million SRM.
Oh, wow. Yep.
Wow.
Oh, look at that head. That's a nice looking head right there.
Yeah, we have about at least 1.25 inches of head on this.
Yeah, that's
on this
nice
beer.
Looking.
So while I let this head dissipate a little bit, I'd like to tell you a little bit about the brewery.
They brew exclusively with galaxy hops.
Yeah.
There's not another hop in the building.
No, so it started out in Seattle, and they have 5 neighborhood locations in the city of Seattle, including brew pubs, a tap room, and a production brewery. They opened in 96, and they've brewed over 500 different recipes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Elysian had that many.
Yeah. And they've also won the Large Brew Pub of the Year award 3 times at the Great American Brew Fest.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's the big one.
Who?
That is the big one.
Who owns them?
I believe they are partnered with or distribute with, or I'm not quite sure on how it all works, but I think that they are related to InBev in some kind of way.
Okay.
Yeah. So they started like a lot of small breweries that got gobbled up by the big Anheuser-Busch conglomerate. They started out small, but now that InBev owns them, they can distribute nationwide.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I know that InBev eats up these things, and then those breweries seem to get like a really bad rap afterwards. But
So, they're like any local band that you like that was a small time artist that then sold out, and now you can find their records everywhere. Yeah, it's like you kind of have that chip on your shoulder of they sold out their passion for money. So
it's almost like the world wants everybody to be unsuccessful, and then when they finally become successful, the world's like, oh no, we can't like them anymore.
Can't have that. Wise words from Tut.
They started a business to become successful, and then they did, and now we hate them.
Yeah. So one other thing I want to say before I give this review is the bottle here. It has a really cool looking dragon on the front. That was drawn by a tattoo artist from Seattle, Joe Hu, and the Pierced Hearts Tattoo Parlor.
Who?
Exactly.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, which I think is, again, them getting back to their local roots.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about oatmeal stouts? And Obert's obviously going to tell us about this. I feel like if I see an oatmeal stout on the menu, I'll generally choose a different stout.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, not that I dislike them. I don't know. For some reason, I don't know if it's because it's oatmeal, and I think it should be for breakfast. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I usually go for them. I like oatmeal stouts. I also think they I mean, I'm not going to lie, they usually have a little bit of a breakfast undertone to them because of the flavor, but I generally like them. I don't back away from them.
Yeah, I wouldn't have bought this one if I wasn't a fan. I feel like they got a good hearty backbone, but with that, I'm gonna give this a sip.
Yeah, I usually try to go for oatmeal stouts that have other stuff added to them. So oatmeal and chocolate or oatmeal and milk.
Yeah, so I'm a big fan of this beer. Like I said, it's got that nice hearty oat backbone that I like in a stout. The head is still pretty persistent. You can tell there's a nice, rich, thick body here. I get the kind of those chocolatey, obviously oaty notes. Maybe even a little bit of citrus that's coming through a little bit, which is surprising to me. Yeah, this clocks in at 8.1% alcohol, which I think is a little on the weaker end for an oatmeal stout, to be honest. I like something with a little bit more heartiness to it, but I'm not going to complain. For a mass market oatmeal stout, I'm going to give this a 3.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Average.
No, not bad.
Average oatmeal stout.
So,
yeah.
Judging by my rating characteristics, Chris and I would give it a 4.
Right.
I think if I was to try and channel the ETP senses that are going on in my tongue and enter Tud's brain, I think that this would be maybe a 3.75 for you. I don't think it would quite make it to 4 status, but
okay.
But
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounded good.
Yeah.
So
it's tasty. I'll definitely be finishing the bottle tonight. So
yeah, I mean, what would the rating have to be for you to not finish the bottle?
Probably a 2.25.
Okay.
All
right.
2.25, because this is a 22-ounce bottle. If it was a 12-ounce bottle, I would say a 1.5 would be where I would draw the line for a 12-ounce bottle.
All right, fair. I was just curious.
No,
where the cutoff was.
Yeah, this is
still
tasty.
Pretty low.
Still pretty low the cutoff.
Yeah,
it's hard for me to pour beer down a drain. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, fair enough. Cool.
But I'm sure you guys are looking thirsty over there, and I know Tud has got a follow-up from last week's segment.
So last week I tried Smooth Shine from Old Glory Distillery, the blueberry lemonade flavor. And this week I decided I'd try a different moonshine that I had in my house. This is Midnight Moon's moonshine's apple pie flavored. It's still 35% alcohol by volume, so 70 proof. Same as the one from last week.
Now, are those the guys who put different fruits in the actual moonshine bottles, and they're like mason jar looking bottles?
Yep, those are the exact guys. So this
cool.
This one has floating in it cinnamon sticks.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, so just sniffing it, it smells exactly like an apple pie. I can just smell cinnamon and apples coming off it. So I'm expecting to like this. Yeah,
maybe it's a little bit more dangerous than that blueberry lemonade, maybe just because you have a little bit more. But Ted, what do you think?
It's pretty good. It's definitely not as good as the Old Glory Distillery. That one just pretty much tasted like juice. This one's a little bit harsher, a little bit more alcohol on the back end, but still really can't taste the booze in it. It is light, so it's still gonna be a smoother drinker, but it's not. I would much rather drink the blueberry lemonade from last week over this. I'd probably give this 3.25.
So last week's moonshine was 35 proof, correct? This one, what are we clocking in on?
This one's 70 proof.
Okay, so definitely a little bit more punch to it.
Yeah, if I knew how to do math, I would have told you it was different, but I told you it was the same earlier, so I lied, people. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Breaking trusts left and right. I like apple pie moonshine. Generally, yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I love apple pie, and when we used to go to races in Dover, they used to make apple pie. That's what they called it, and it was dangerous. Like,
was
really.
It apple pie moonshine?
Wait, so was it not a real apple pie?
It was a drink, and it was like made with Everclear and cinnamon sticks and apple juice, and it was just like, I don't know. It tasted like you were drinking like a apple cider.
Oh, that plus being an inexperienced drinker, I can imagine now the trouble that you got into.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen people like stumble, like be like, "Oh, this isn't so strong," and take a half gallon of it, and they'd come back with like the half gallon close to empty or empty. And I've seen people like trip over themselves and like face first into the door of a camper, like just like, bam.
You sound like
boy.
a grizzled old prospector, being like, "In my day."
It was definitely entertaining though.
Did you get a lot of
Yeah.
apples in that flavor? Because I'm not getting a lot of apple flavor in this.
Oh yeah, the one that I was talking about was like, I mean, because it was made with like apple juice.
Okay.
And yeah, it was like a homemade concoction that they did, and it was good but dangerous, like like we were saying, like I was saying. So, but yeah, I think Old Glory did. I think they currently have or did have the apple, like an apple cinnamon one. That's pretty. I think pretty solid.
I'm waiting for my update. Did you end up going to get me a bottle of the blueberry lemonade?
Yeah, did that hypnotism work?
Believe it or not, it didn't.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Everybody thought that I would just run out there.
I'm gonna try it again. The power of Tud compels you.
Okay.
Just quick update. Chris's eyes have turned to weird spirals, and he's currently standing up.
Must go get.
We've lost Chris. By the way, he's starting to go to the dark side.
All right, Todd, can I drink now?
No.
Too bad. I'm doing it.
The power
So
of
what do you
Tud
got for
compels
us
you.
tonight, Chris?
So I actually have another InBev brewery that was one of the more recent acquisitions. I mean, I think it was like 2 years ago or now, but
Can I guess?
I told you what it was, so sure.
Bud Light.
I got it. Boom. No, so this is Wicked Weed Brewing from Asheville, North Carolina. I think a lot of people have heard of Wicked Weed, especially after they got bought, because that was like headline news. I think as it is when these breweries get bought like that. But
Yet again, people were really angry that Wicked Weed got bought out by InBev.
yeah, I know, and I mean, maybe it just shows my true colors. But if someone offered me a lot of money for something that I do, like if InBev was like, "Hey, Chris, I'll give you $1 billion for Drinking Alone with Friends podcast, and you do everything exactly the same. It's just you have $1 billion." I'd be like, okay.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah, I think all three of us would be like, sure.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
hey, you know how your job is to make people happy and drunk, and you make a lot of money for that? What if we could just let you keep doing that, but for more people and more money?
Right, exactly.
Huh.
Yeah, so
no, I'm going to pass.
yeah, pass.
Screw you, big business.
But I'm drinking their French Toast Imperial Stout, brewed with cinnamon, vanilla, and maple syrup.
Oh my God.
It is,
So decadent and delicious.
yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I didn't know Wicked Weed did stouts.
I mean, they do at least one.
I thought they were a sour only brewery.
I don't know. I'm not positive. Clearly they've either branched out or you only had sours from Wicked Weed, because
Right. I was going to say, clearly I was wrong.
But so this is 8.8% alcohol. I've actually let it sit out for a little bit after my mistake last week with the stout. So
Well, no one wants cold French toast.
no one wants cold French toast. Exactly. I think that was in one of the 10 Commandments or something. But so I'm going to give this a shot right now. See how it is.
Thou shalt not eat
It's
cold
right after
French
thou
toast.
shalt not kill. Thou shalt not eat cold French toast.
I have to imagine it's probably going to be really sweet if I had to guess. This is not a Tud Cleo moment. This is just me thinking
It's
out loud.
not that ETP kicking in.
Right, yeah. I didn't get any ETP from this. I just, based on the name.
You're right. It is very sweet. It's got a lot of. I get a lot of the cinnamon up front, the vanilla in the middle, and then like on the very tail end, I get that maple syrup.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's very nice, very very smooth. Probably like the one last week. I probably wouldn't drink more than one, because this is a English pint for everybody looking. So
What is an English pint?
it's 18 ounces.
I never heard that term before.
Or no, sorry, not 18, 16.9 ounces. Sorry, but yeah, it's an
Oh.
English pint.
So that's 500 milliliters.
Yeah. So,
Cool.
but anyways, so it's really good. I can definitely pick up the fact that they were going for French toast. Now, I guess if it were a blind test, I don't know if I would be like, oh, it tastes like French toast. But everything really works well together. It's a nice beer.
Do you get a lot of toast flavor?
Not so much toast.
How much French do you taste?
You know, despite the name, they really only use like maybe a quarter of a French person in the beer.
You
So
can
it's
really,
not,
you
you
can
know,
really tell.
Yeah, it's not too bad, but it's not too big of a flavor in there. But I don't know. I'm really enjoying it.
What do you think's making this the sweetness? Is it more of the maple? Is it more of the vanilla? Is it more of something else that you're just not really getting?
I would say it's the maple more so than anything. I don't know exactly how much they used, but you know, when you're done drinking, I did the 3 sips approach because apparently you're supposed to do that now.
Yeah, you got the shock, the adjustment, and the savoring.
Yep. So now I'm in the enjoyment, savoring,
enjoyment. Okay.
Yep. And but after you're done, like your mouth, it just feels like you drink some, maybe not feels, but tastes like that you've just had some maple syrup. So I think that's where I'm getting most of my sweetness from. And I don't know if this is true, so I'm going to say this, and people write in and prove me wrong. But like, I feel like a lot of brewers, especially when they make stouts, they use vanilla as like a bridge between 2 different flavors. I noticed it last week. It's when the beer warmed up, and I'm noticing it a little bit now. So I could be 100% wrong, but like
maybe you're onto something now. I think
maybe it adds like a nice like base layer. You know, you have your stout, and then you have like the base layer of vanilla. I don't know, but write in, tell me how wrong I am. Do that.
I don't really know either, but from what I can think, what I can remember of vanilla stouts, I think that you might be right.
So let me ask you this: on a scale of 0 to 5, where 0 is like none and 5 is sacre bleu, what would you rate this beer?
I would rate it a C. I'd probably give it a 3.75 out of 5. So it's not the best it's not the best stout that I've had with maple syrup in it. It's good, not the best though. And I don't know how to say 3.75 in French, so it's a good beer though. I mean, if you like stouts, it's probably right up your alley. So it's good beer.
Actually, it's trois. 3 is trois.
Very true. 3.75.
Trois.
And there you
All
have
3
it.
languages.
Trois hyphen qua.
That's the rating.
Oh man. So just to touch base a little bit, and we won't go into too much of detail, but we did do a half pour on it, so I feel like we have to talk about it a little bit. Last Monday, which was the 25th.
So 2 Mondays ago.
So yeah, 2 Mondays ago, you know, we actually had the return of Roman Reigns to the WWE ring, which was very exciting.
Yep. I don't think he's back full time yet.
No, but he was in the ring at least.
Yeah, he was in the ring. He came out and said that his leukemia was in remission.
Woo, that's awesome.
While it's he's still recovering. I think his quote was, "You have to walk before you can run before you can sprint." Basically saying that he's probably in like the walking stage of that remission. So he's getting there, but he's still got a ways to go. We'll probably see him back sometime towards the end of the year for 2020's WrestleMania season.
Yeah, maybe like a Royal Rumble return and win.
Maybe Survivor Series if they were really trying to push him back.
Yeah, and for those of you
I would either do SummerSlam or push him back to the Rumble.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, go back and listen to our half pour episode 1 on Roman Reigns retires. I think it was titled.
I don't remember.
Roman Reigns resigns or something like that.
It's something about Roman Reigns. So look for
it's only like 30 minutes long.
Yeah. So if you haven't listened, go listen to it, and then come back and re-listen to what we just talked about. So,
right.
Well, if you're Chris, you got to delete the episode, re-download it, so we get another download.
That's very true. Yes, yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
Good. Create a brand new account, download it on that account.
Yeah, and then give us 5 stars on iTunes. Perfect. I mean, assuming we're still on iTunes, but
Roman Reigns reaction. Sorry, that was what it was.
That's okay.
There you go. Go back and Roman Reigns reaction. One thing that we do need to talk about that we've kind of neglected, despite being a beer podcast, where one of the members is based in the Northeast and has drank quite a bit of beer from a certain brewery that's right over the border in Massachusetts. We need to talk about the fact that brewery bought a farm in Connecticut. So for all of you who don't know the news,
have you heard the news?
Treehouse Brewing Company bought a massive farm in Woodstock, Connecticut, so they can grow vegetables, do a CSA, as well as do cidery, and I'm assuming eventually distribute their product across the state line in Connecticut as well. But I don't think that was ever announced, but it just makes too much sense to not do that. But
this is what what Tud wants, not what has been reported.
It's about the same distance, so I really don't care. But I would imagine that a lot of people are thinking that that's what they're going to do eventually, especially if they're going to be making cider in Connecticut and canning/bottling that. They'll should be selling beer too.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge thing. I mean, that's the second huge Massachusetts brewery in like less than a year to announce that they're buying land in Connecticut to open up something,
Right. Trillium is opening up a brewery, though.
Yeah. That was the other.
Trillium bought that farm. They're going to grow crops and vegetables too, but their plan was that's where the owners got married for Trillium. They wanted to open up a brewery in Stonington or North Stonington from like day one. So that's a different thing. I don't know what Treehouse's plan is, but I'm assuming that it's going to also be a brewery.
Well, that's a big assumption. We don't know that yet, but I mean, we're all hoping for that. We know that at least they are moving a presence into Connecticut, and something that we will follow very closely on the podcast, and we'll keep all of our listeners informed of all the happenings.
I will say the one big controversy that's happening right now is apparently the farm. It's operating. They hired somebody to operate this farm because it's already an existing farm. They're selling 4 eggs for $8 or 6 eggs for $8. Something ridiculously priced for like eggs that came off the treehouse.
I saw that. Yeah, that was.
I did not see that. That's funny.
Yeah, like treehouse eggs or whatever. And the first thing I thought was like, oh, they're gonna have a release on brown eggs, and people will start lining up at 3 a.m. or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's Treehouse. It is what it is. They make great beer, but they also sell eggs for $8. For $16 a dozen.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Oh well, just don't buy your eggs there. Buy your eggs somewhere else. Buy your beer there. It's stupid.
But I heard there was more beer news from Connecticut that you got to share with us, Todd.
Yeah. So quickly, before we wrap up and go to that one, I do want to mention that a study came out last week that said out of all like most macro breweries includes some type of additive that's in windshield washer fluid.
Glycol?
So like Treehouse, I think so. Do you know that? Did you see this story? Is this why you're saying
no? I have no idea what you're talking about.
So there's some additive in most mass-produced beer that Treehouse beer apparently doesn't have. So that's been a huge thing that Treehouse beer is so much healthier for you because it doesn't include this additive or this chemical that's also in windshield washer fluid. So that's a news article that's been going around the Northeast as well.
I have not heard that. That's crazy.
Yeah, we don't get that. We don't get that news out here in Montana.
No, we don't put that.
Well,
in
your beer all has the crap
Tennessee.
in it. Yeah, so that's the new news.
Okay,
so to speak. The other news in Connecticut brewery news is on March 11th, which is a couple days from now when you're hearing this, people, everybody who's listening to my voice. Area 2 at Two Roads is going to be opening. For all of you who don't know, Area 2 is the building that's adjacent or across the street from the Two Roads tap room now, where Two Roads will be working on sour beers and experimental beers that they can't brew in their brew house because of the invasive species of yeast that sour beers and experimental beers needs. This includes they have a giant cool ship that'll be over there that will overlook the wetlands. It's opening on March 11th. It's apparently going to open to the public. They're going to be brewing a whole bunch of different stuff going forward, so make sure you go check that out.
That's cool. Are you going to be going there, Todd?
I don't know. Haven't decided.
Yeah, that's
some point in the future. You'll have to go hit it up.
Yeah, I would like to go check it out.
Hey, you said a cool ship. What exactly is a cool ship?
I'm glad you asked that question.
Okay, I'm glad I did too. Then
a cool ship is a large, shallow steel pan housed in a separate building. That's this in Two Roads specifically is going to face the wetlands behind the building. The wetlands will allow for like microflora from the wetlands to like get into the beer, and will allow the spontaneous fermentation that we hear about all the time with sour beers. And that's really what causes a lot of like the world-renowned sours to be so world-renowned, is that something gets in there, some type of bacteria, and boom, you have fermented beer.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah,
but the cool ship allows it to
I'd
happen.
never heard of that before, so that's cool.
Yeah. Well, would you say it's a cool ship?
No. It's an adequate ship, but it's cool overall.
Yeah.
I think cool ships are pretty cool. They're catching on. A lot of breweries now is one of the popular buzzwords that people are like, well, we have a cool ship. It's like, cool.
It's got hot
unless
pipe.
you know how to use it. At least, unless you know how to use it, you can't really do much with it.
Right. Yeah, actually, it's funny that you mentioned Two Roads because I actually was in my favorite establishment down here in Tennessee for picking up beer, and I actually saw their Geyser Goza in there. So
that's really good.
It is really good. And for those listening, it's brewed with like seaweed, which was kind of interesting.
Yeah, seaweed and pepper?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That's a weird combo.
It's a good beer, but I was like, "Oh man, hey, that's from Connecticut. Cool."
Yeah, and it's much more bitter and sour than a normal Goza. Like it's like biting into a lemon.
Now, Chris, is that like one of the few Connecticut beers that you see around in Tennessee?
Yeah, I mean, there's been a handful that I've seen. So Nashville was the host for the Craft Beer Association like convention that they did in 2018. So when all the brewers came to town, I saw some at my local shop. I saw some like really good stuff. Like Sip of Sunshine was there. There was some other Lawson's things, and then there was stuff from Indiana. There was stuff from a handful of other places. So that was pretty cool. But other than that, I mean, there's like one really, really good bottle shop in Nashville called Craft Brewed, but it's in Nashville. So I've only been there once or twice, and I've seen Fat Orange Cat there. So that was pretty cool.
That's random.
Yeah. I was talking to the guy. I'm like, man, you guys got Fat Orange Cat? He's like, yeah, we just got that in like the other day. And I was like, have you had it yet? And he hadn't. And I was like,
try some.
Do yourself a favor, buy it because it's amazing.
Yeah.
And I used to live 10 minutes from there. That was like when we first moved down here. But other than that, I mean, yeah, every once in a while I'll see something. Like I saw some Stillwater Artisanal, which is brewed in Connecticut. But other than that, not too much. It does make me miss. I wish that some of those breweries had larger distribution because I do love them in general. But it's the South has good beer too. # South has good beer too.
So the 12% Beer Project has actually been getting a lot of flack up here in the Connecticut beer community because the beer is brewed in Connecticut and canned or bottled in Connecticut. And then the 12% Beer Project takes a lot of it and ships it out of the state and doesn't distribute it well enough around Connecticut to even like blanket the whole state here. So they've been getting a lot of that. So people listening, keep your eyes open if you're not in Connecticut because chances are you'd be able to find this stuff in your state too.
Yeah, you guys don't need the beer. We need the beer.
That is true. We have plenty of
good breweries in Connecticut.
So, Tud, I think you have some brain busters for us.
I do. We're going to bring back a small segment that we used to do with stupid questions.
Oh, we haven't done stupid questions in a long time.
Yeah.
I'm happy to hear it's coming back.
So we're going to bring that back. So question number 1 of the day is, if you walked outside, bare-ass naked, on a cold day, could you, quote-unquote, see your farts like you see your breath?
I'd like to think so.
I'm pretty sure the answer is no.
Ooh, conflicting decisions here. What?
Yeah.
Why and why?
Well, I think I know Obert's reasoning.
Okay.
And that's because, I mean, hopefully there's not as much moisture in your fart as there is your breath.
Ding, ding, ding.
But I would like to think that you could. Like if you were walking down, if it
was a wet fart.
Like a really wet one.
Yeah, like a really wet one. Yeah. I think you'd be able to see your fart.
On a really cold day.
Yeah. Could you imagine a world where like people are like walking down the street butt naked and it's really cold and they're just like gas coming, or not gas, but
both ends.
Yeah, both ends just you're like a really bad dragon. Like
World's worst dragon.
I don't think that being naked would have anything to do with it. I think if you were wearing cloth over your mouth, you'd still be able to see your breath. So I think that you would still be able to, if you could see your nasty farts, you'd be able to see them through your jeans, is my thought.
I still picture everybody naked.
Yeah. It'll be funnier that way.
So what you're saying, Obert, is that even like right now in the dead of winter, if that was a thing, me walking around with my jeans on, if I was outside and farted, you'd be able to if it was a thing, you'd be able to see it even with the jeans on.
Right. Yeah. I don't know how much difference naked would make, but maybe not. Maybe that would capture the moisture in the jeans.
Yeah, it captures the moisture, and then when you go to take the jeans off, it's just like a big like mushroom cloud of fart.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. So hopefully that answers your question, Tud. I think it does.
That was a good one. I like that one.
Yeah.
That was a good
By the
one.
way, the user of that one was Grandma Devourer. So hopefully Grandma Devourer is satisfied with our answer for them. No.
Yeah. I'm glad. Devoted listener of the show.
Yeah.
So then we have the other question we have comes to us from Christopher23. So Christopher with a U.
Oh, we got it.
Yeah. It's only my name.
What would happen if I squished an entire loaf of bread in a vice and ate the ensuing slice in a couple of bites?
That's a good question. I like this question a lot.
Wait. Hold on. What?
So
you take a loaf of bread.
Stick it in a vice.
You gotta think a loaf of bread's how many calories? You know, a loaf of bread's 1,000 calories?
Probably more than that.
Yeah.
So make sure it's smushed all together in like one piece.
You tighten it down to a brick. You get a brick of bread.
And you eat that bread.
What happens to your body?
Oh, man.
I mean, first up, is this a panini? Is this basically just a panini?
Is it a bread panini?
It's a bread panini.
It's a panini without any of the stuff in the inside.
Well, it's not toasted, though.
It's also not a whole loaf of bread.
Sure. But I guess what I'm saying is panini, the whole idea behind a panini is it's squished bread, right?
It's a pressed sandwich.
Yeah.
All right. I think I know what happens.
Okay.
I think you eat it, right? And you're like, "Oh, I'm fine." But then when it hits your stomach and it hits that liquid, it's like one of those dinosaur capsules.
That was my first mental picture as well.
That's what I was thinking too.
And then you immediately become like a human shaped like a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
Like I'd imagine you'd be like super, super, super full.
I know. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you ate 1,000 calories of bread all at once.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm curious how thin this brick is going to get when you squish it down in a vice.
I think it'd be pretty thin.
I intuitively think so as well.
Because like if you take just a piece of bread out of the loaf and squish it, you can get it into like a ball.
Right, but there's a lot of slices in one loaf. Don't forget.
Right.
Think of all those balls added up.
So I'm thinking like maybe like an inch thick item.
Yeah, maybe we should just get a really large vice grip and a really large table vice and a loaf of bread and test it ourselves.
I think we should. Does anybody have a vice that? Wait, Tud, your dad might.
He might.
We need to do this for science. I need you to do that. Oh my god! And then you're on keto, so you're probably gonna die if you eat a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
How many carbs is a loaf of bread?
A lot. And I'm slightly gluten intolerant, so that would be awful.
That's true. Yeah.
At that point, it's just the loaf of bread would be Tud intolerant, I think.
Oh man! I bet you we could probably get Brad to do it though.
Okay, Brad, you're gonna do this.
Yeah. Brad's gonna eat an entire loaf of bread.
I love how this conversation has been the same for like 20 years. Like, I bet Brad will do this.
Yeah, I bet we could get Brad to do this.
We could get Brad to do this.
Yeah, easily. I mean, if I said, "Here, eat this piece of bread," he wouldn't know.
That's awesome. Oh, man.
He's listening right now, so he'd probably know then. But
yeah, he will know. Yeah, we've just broken the spell.
Damn.
Yeah.
He's figured this out.
Oh, damn.
He would never have thought of the whole dinosaur capsule thing on his own.
Listen, he's not a college graduate yet.
Man. Cool. Anything else, Todd?
That was a really good one.
Yeah, that was a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, let me get another one.
Okay, yeah, one more again.
So this question comes from IWDEJ. I don't know how to say that, so we're just going to spell it out. So this person asks, I have $420.96 in my bank account. How do I spend exactly 27 cents? So it says $420.69. I have Bank of America.
Nice.
Nice.
27 cents?
They need to spend 27 cents, and they provided picture proof that that's how much money they had in their account.
Oh, we have to get right.
Okay, I have an idea. You go to one of those places that sells like flour or coffee that you pour in and weigh on the scale.
Okay.
And you just get exactly 27 cents worth, and then you go check out at the grocery store.
No, that's because it's groceries, so there's no tax.
Right.
Okay, that's a pretty good one.
That's a pretty good one. I don't know if it's the best one.
No, I think I answered these too literally. I think there's funnier ways to answer them.
This person being have a bag over the thing and pouring the whatever into the bag, and we're like, okay, I'm at 26 cents. Oh shit.
28.
Yeah. Balls. So, and then he just sets it aside and starts again.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of bags with 28
cents worth of flour.
Worth of whatever in it.
He takes out a mallet and starts to break some of it up so he can get smaller pieces.
Yeah, right? Be like, I don't need a full coffee bean. That's pretty good. I mean the real thing, because there's so many layers to this, because what are you going to do next payday? I assume you get paid. But then again, if that's your goal, then maybe you don't get paid. So how do you go without weed that long is then the next question.
I think he just wants to see it so he can be like, hey, look at this.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
$420.69.
Yeah, if I ever had the
Another good option would be to go to the gas station and buy a couple ounces of gasoline.
Do you know how hard it would be to get to 27 cents exactly?
You just go real slow. You ever try and finish exactly on $1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's the same idea, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of how it works, yeah. I mean, you could also, to answer even more literally, you could just go to your bank and withdraw 27 cents.
Or transfer it to somebody.
Yeah. I like that idea a lot, that you go in there and you're like,
Venmo
can I get
someone.
a quarter and 2 pennies?
Yeah, I really want to flatten them into a train. So if you could just give me,
that's the best answer right there. You have to go to the bank and withdraw the 27 cents.
I think that's more embarrassing.
Sir, do you need a receipt? Oh, absolutely. Yes.
You think I'm going to let this kind of money go undocumented? I don't think so.
Could you sign it for me too?
Oh man! I hope he did it. Hey, person who wrote this in.
Yeah, IWDEJ.
IWDEJ. Let's say I would dodge every. Ooh, that's
Jackalope.
Jackalope. All right.
Jackalope.
Okay, that's fair.
Jeep.
So you send us a picture of your bank account.
I would dodge
preferably
every
with all the
Jumanji.
information. But
And now the G is dodge.
IWDEJ.
DEJ. So I said, let's use Jumanji.
Okay, Jumanji.
I would definitely enjoy Jumanji.
That's probably what it means.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm over here trying to think of something, and Tud just solves it.
This guy is the hunter from Jumanji.
Clearly he hasn't seen the end of the movie.
Yeah. Spoilers.
He could also just pay his favorite podcast for the joy of listening to us.
True, yeah. Drop 27 cents onto our non-existent Patreon.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. I'm glad that we're doing stupid questions again. Those make me happy.
Yeah, we'll bring those back with a little bit more regularity. Those are a lot of fun. Really gets us talking, and I think it's good.
Yeah, good stuff. But it is that time of the episode where we, start to wind down
Oh, I still have a lot of beer left. I better get moving.
You better get drinking. Yeah, we start to wind down and we leave you with our 3 handles on our frosty mug of wisdom. So, we try to give you something to look forward to go look up, to make you feel better about life. You're like, man, this world's got me down. Well, that's what the 3 handles are for. So
yeah, they refill your soul with joy.
Exactly. You're taking a sip from our mugs, or a mug, and refilling your soul until next Thursday, of course. So anybody got one that wants to jump out? Oh, I see Ted waving his hand. Hi, Ted. This is an audio medium, so no one can see you waving but me.
Give me the mug.
Okay, I'll give you the mug. Yeah, take the mug.
So I've got a website for everybody.
Website.
This kind of goes off of a couple weeks ago. I talked about the Woot.com app. Well,
this is Woot.com, the website.
Yeah, go to the website, Woot.com. That's the end of my handle. No. The person who founded Woot.com, they got bought out by Amazon, obviously. But on the day that their non-compete ended, they started a new website. The website is called Meh, MEH.com.
Okay, interesting.
So it is exactly the same as what old Woot was before Amazon came in and ruined it by having multiple deals a day. And
wait. So you were talking up Woot last time, and now you're crapping on it with this handle?
It's a different. No. So the old Woot was really cool because it was one deal a day. You had to log in every day to see what the deal was, and they had things for really cheap. What Woot.com now is cool because Amazon uses it to unload product that they don't want or get rid of refurbished items that are probably sitting in their warehouse. There's a benefit to having Woot.com the way it is.
Okay.
But what Meh is they get really good deals of one item a day, just like old Woot. So you go to Meh.com, see what they have for the day. It changes every day at midnight Eastern. And if you don't like it, you create an account. There's a little button that says Meh, and you click it. And every day that you don't buy something and you keep the streak alive, the site changes a little bit as you click the Meh button, on top of keeping a counter. So, go to Meh.com.
Which is MEH.com.
Correct.
Gotcha.
And it's exactly got the same nonchalant, I'm annoyed vibe that old Woot used to have. Old Woot was funny.
Half the reason you'd go to old Woot was to read the product description and how they were this is just okay.
Right. This guy who owns Meh is that guy who wrote all those. It's the
cool.
Same creator. So
I'm definitely going to check this out.
That type of funniness is back at Meh.com.
That's sweet.
And there's an app for your phone called for Meh.
Okay. So what's your streak at, Tud?
My streak's out, I think, 4 days now.
Okay, so this is a fresh off of the brain pile from Tud.
I will say I'm officially at 1 day right now. So
you didn't like the canvas backpacks?
I'm not paying $29 for it. So
and it's $5. Unlike Woot, it's $5 for shipping.
And Woot was free shipping.
Woot's free shipping if you have Prime.
Okay, that's cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. Can I go?
Yeah, sure. Here you go.
Yeah, you can go.
Okay, thanks. Mine is the website wikipedia.org. No, I'm kidding. Have you guys heard of this one? Okay, you know the encyclopedia. There's 26 books. It's like that, but the internet.
But one.
Can I just ask a general question before you move on? Have you ever donated to Wikipedia when they ask you to donate?
No. Maybe that should be my handle this week. Listeners, don't donate to Wikipedia. Wikipedia has way more money than they ever need. If you read the way they write it, it sounds like they're about to run out of money, but they're funded for literally decades. They are just looking to get money. Don't donate to Wikipedia. I'm serious. They don't need your money. They're fine.
Yeah.
Don't give them the $3.
Whereas your favorite podcast, Fake Patreon, needs the money.
Right.
At Patreon.
I just thought I'd bring that up because you mentioned Wikipedia, and I always get annoyed every time you log on. It's donate money. It's no, bro.
Yeah.
It's no, just tell me all of the WWE champions, please.
Right.
So if you make an account on Wikipedia and you can turn it off so they never ask you to donate to them again.
Really?
Yeah. So
does it cost a one-time donation of $5?
For this week. Nope. That's my handle for this week. Make an account on Wikipedia, sign in, turn off them asking you for money.
Oh,
and then all your problems will be solved.
that is actually a pretty decent idea.
Yeah.
That's like the best handle we've ever had.
Yeah.
That is a pretty good one. That is a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
again, parting the kimono here, I've spent a lot of time on Wikipedia over the years, so I know my way around the website, and that's what I'm gonna have to share with you guys for my handle. Is don't donate to Wikipedia. Log in and turn off that Wikipedia asking for donations button.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, everything you read from then on out gets like a little naggy. Like, it just, it's not bad, but you can tell that they're disappointed in you. But I mean, it's worth it because you never get asked.
Yeah. They're just like slightly judgmental parents.
Exactly. Well, I guess you can see. You really want to see all of the NASCAR champions? Okay, I guess, but that's cool. That is actually a fun handle. I'm gonna have to make a Wikipedia account. Not that it really bothers me to hit X every once in a while, but
it only bothers me because they don't need the money. That's the only reason. I'm like, don't be greedy, Wikipedia.
Like if they were running out of money, I get it.
But clearly they're not.
No, they're not.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, take that.
Okay, yeah. I like taking down the man with my one handle of Wikipedia, which is all of the knowledge in the universe, and two, my taking them down by not giving them money. So,
how do you feel about the accuracy of Wikipedia?
It's fine. I think sometime around like 2008, they figured it all out, and they've mostly been about the same since then.
I will say some of my favorite like memes and stuff are people like editing Wikipedia before they get edited back.
That is always pretty funny.
Pretty good.
Yeah. All right. So, Chris, why don't you take it home? Here's our third handle.
Okay. And this is not like a traditional handle, but it was like a really good feel-good moment that I saw. And Tud, mate, you might have, because I think you almost always have ESPN playing on some screen in your house. But so for those of you that aren't privy to basketball knowledge, which I'm not really that privy to basketball knowledge, but it was a cool thing. Dirk Nowitzki is in his last season, and he is one of the all-time greats. Like he's been there for the Mavericks forever.
Won a championship.
Yep, against the greatest of all time, LeBron James, by some miracle. And but anyways, the Mavericks were playing a game against the Clippers within the last week, and this might be old news by the time this airs, but one of our famous segments covering old sports news.
Yes.
And towards the end of the game, the Clippers were beating the Mavericks, but Dirk was on the court, and Doc Rivers, the Clippers coach, called a timeout, got on the mic, and in front of the entire stadium said, give it up for Dirk Nowitzki, one of the greatest of all times. Like, give it up for Dirk, blah, blah, blah. Basically congratulating for a career. And I've never seen something like that. I have to an extent, but no one's ever done that. Like in the middle of a game, burned a timeout that, granted they were beating him by like, I think 10 or 15 points, but it was just like such an awesome like show of solidarity for someone who's meant a lot to the sport. And I really enjoyed it. So it was a good feel-good moment. So if you need one of those, click on the link in the description and check out Doc Rivers talking about Dirk. And it was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool thing.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool thing for him to do.
It reminds me a lot of like Lou Gehrig's farewell speech. Obviously, like that had a lot more emotional impact, but seemed like a similarly emotionally impactful moment on the sport of, going out in true incredible retirement fashion.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. I mean, again, maybe not as heavy-hearted as Lou Gehrig, but it was still very, very cool. I don't know. Tud, did you see that?
I did see it. From what I know, Dirk Nowitzki is not passing away from Dirk Nowitzki disease. So
no, obviously not. Obviously not.
I had to go in when Chris was like, the most impactful retirement ever. I'm like, well, maybe not. Maybe I could think of one more.
I don't know if I said that, but I mean, everybody saw Jeff Gordon and Peyton Manning retire, so
right.
Oh, jeez.
It's like Jeff Gordon and Peyton Manning are here, and then right below that is Lou Gehrig.
So with that, I think that about wraps it up for today. Thank everybody for listening. We'd like to thank the people who provided today's alcohol. I'm going to go first with Midnight Moon for their apple pie moonshine.
I'd like to thank Wicked Weed Brewing for their French Toast Imperial Stout.
And I want to thank Elysian for the Dragon's Tooth Stout.
Please make sure you guys are following us on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Untapped at DAWF Podcast. Over the past couple weeks, we've been doing a Instagram Live on Wednesdays around 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We're also running our Instagram giveaway contest. So once we reach 1,000 followers on Instagram, we will be putting together a raffle by having you guys do different types of stuff in order to get a box of beer from Obert from Montana. Hashtag follow the email with your comments, questions, general thoughts, concerns, hatred, pretty much anything that you guys are thinking. Flip it over to us. I see that we've gotten some hate mail recently, so we're going to have to talk about that.
Yeah. I guess when you ask for it for 6 months, we finally got some.
People get so annoyed at us asking for hate mail, they give us some.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about that too eventually. I don't want to call that guy's name out yet. Make sure that you guys are going on to iTunes and giving us a 5-star rating and leaving a review. It really does help. Eventually this could also develop into a raffle for us too, where we're giving away a random gift to some person who's leaving a review on iTunes. So make sure you're going over there, give a review, leave a 5-star rating. It really does truly help, guys. And with that, do you guys have anything else?
I just want to thank James Vaklovic again for designing our logo at, what is his design?
James Vaklovic Designs on Facebook.
Yeah.
We'll put a link in the show notes.
James Vaklovic Designs. Yeah. We don't shout him out enough.
No, we really don't. We're really bad about that, but he's
but it is a sweet logo, and I really appreciate it every time I see it. So, James, thank you. I hope you're listening.
Yeah, if he listens, that's great. But he did this one, and he also did the other one for mine and my wife's other podcast, Marital Discord, and they're both just awesome. So he does great work. If you need design work done, go to him and tell him we sent you, and he'll say, "Hey, I know those guys." He probably won't give you a discount, but he knows us. So
yeah, he'll charge you 10% more if you say you know us.
Yeah, right.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
So with that, my name's Toad.
My name's Chris.
And I'm Obert. And remember, if you're drinking alone, do it with friends.
So should we tell James that we get part of that 10%?
the 10% more?
Yeah.
You know how my prices are really good? Well, I'm going to make it worse. I'm going to give it to these guys.
Well, I mean,